What's up, Throttlers? Aristotle Full Throttle here, and welcome back to BOXTOBER.
BOXTOBER.
It's the Boxleitners Strike Back with Sam and Lee Boxleitner. What is the greatest horror movie of all time?
Evil Dead 2.
Oh, that's strange. I have that shirt on. I've never seen it.
I can't argue against that.
Yeah, it's definitely out there. I don't have a personal favorite. 'Cause horror movies on the whole scare me, and I don't really like being scared.
Right.
So I don't really watch them.
Maybe it's not the greatest. I don't know, because there's so many different horror movies out there, but it's my favorite for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely got a lot of nostalgic value for me and for.
I think everything we do has an element of Evil Dead 2 in it.
Honestly, too, I have an affinity for Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie because it's one of the great horror movies that has a real great social commentary. There's an allegory there that I don't even know if they claim it wasn't necessarily intentional, but you watch it and you're just like, come on.
That's what you gotta say.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is the greatest Stephen King horror adaptation?
I love
that
Frank
one should be on the
Darabont's
list.
Yeah.
The Mist. Shawshank.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always
Green
forget
Mile.
about the horror is not the only Stephen King out there.
Yeah.
Green Mile. Pretty sure Creep Show. I mean, he's in that one. Have you ever seen the first Creep Show?
I have.
Yeah.
Where
love
he's
that.
the moss guy. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's his name again. Put that in the comments.
Yeah, what's
his
Stephen King's
character's
name
name.
in
He says it to
Creep
himself
Show?
all the time. Oh, he's looking at his finger. It's got moss on it. Oh, you idiot. Yeah. Something like that.
If they do a reboot, you're a guest.
Yeah. Cool. That'd be great.
I call Leslie Nielsen's part.
We're getting Ted Danson actually for that. You can be the guy who goes in, gets in the sand.
Oh yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be Ted Danson's part.
Ted
and
Danson's
then
gotta
he'll
play
be
that.
Leslie Nielsen's part.
Yeah. That would be so cool. Can we shoot this right now with this camera right here?
I think we
Can you
did.
get this right?
Oh, you done it now, Jordy Verrill? You monkhead.
But back to what were we talking about?
Plus, in my opinion, Gerald's Game. And
think
what's
so?
crazy about Gerald's Game is that when you hear the concept for it, you think that's impossible to make into a movie. But then it turns out once you're watching it, you go, oh,
What's even better is you read the book and you're like, this is impossible to turn into a movie.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Yeah.
Even Stephen King himself said this is the unfilmable
It's
novel.
unfilmable.
Even Steven.
Even Stephen.
But when you start watching, you go, oh my God, this is actually, of all of his books, probably the best way to capture Stephen King, because so much of it is in the mind of a character, and in this particular story, the inner mind is personified in people. So the inner mind that Stephen King is so great at writing, and they've never really been able to fully capture in film. That's one of the biggest problems with The Shining, in my opinion, is that the inner mind of the characters, you can't shoot it, and part of The Shining is an inner thing.
Right, it's just all internal monologue.
Yeah.
You can't do the Blade Runner voiceover thing.
But
Right,
what's
which we were
great
talking about
is,
earlier.
like in Gerald's Game, huge monologues are taken just straight from the book.
Yeah.
And it worked perfectly as dialogue. So it's got Stephen King in it, you know?
Yeah, Stephen King his writing is literally a character in it for once, and that's what's never been able to be truly done, I don't think. And
It's got a very controversial ending, though. We differ on the ending opinion.
yeah, I don't differ in the ending. It's just the way it was executed. I wonder.
But the
I don't
concept you like?
It's kind of essential for the character arc.
Which is another thing I appreciate about it. It kind of says, okay, up until this point, we've gone the normal movie, this after this, after this, after this, the structure.
Yeah, typical structure.
And they go, okay, for the end, because the way the book ends and because we need to finish this character off and have her go full circle, we're going to say screw structure for the end of this movie. In the last 10 minutes of the movie or something you would never see in a normal movie. Like,
Yeah, and it
the
jumps out
story
a little
just
bit.
Jumps out a little bit, but I think it's because we're so used to this Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. This is Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, epilogue. And I think that's so clever to like bring that story out just an extra 10 minutes to make sure that the main character of this story goes full circle and the metaphor is completed.
Yeah.
You know?
I wonder if it's because it's a straight to Netflix film.
That they could do that. Yeah.
that they can sort of play around with structure.
Absolutely.
Apparently the director, Mike Flanagan, he was a huge fan of the book, and he said that if I do this movie, I'm doing the ending of the book. And that's my caveat. Like, I won't do it if I can't do this ending. So Netflix just said, okay, here,
They have a
do
real
it.
reputation for letting the artists just do their thing, which is great, which is something you don't typically see in studios anymore. I mean, there's so many bean counters that have no idea how to make movies that are calling the shots because analytics say this and analytics say that, and you got to have this because these numbers prove that, and you end up just getting a regurgitated piece of crap with a lot of CG. That's what studios are good at right now. Was The Shining the greatest of all time?
Yeah.
It's really tough. I think because the horror genre, which is another thing I love about it, has so many subgenres
Yeah.
that everyone's gonna have a different favorite horror movie. And although The Shining is amazing, I don't think it's my favorite.
Yeah.
No.
I guess you can go like slasher movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so
psychological
many
thriller,
different
yeah.
kinds. It depends on what mood
Ghosts.
you're in. Like the other night, I watched a fantastic movie. It's a newer movie, South Korean movie, Train to Busan. It's a zombie movie, which, I mean, let's face it, zombies have been just like really tired out, but somehow they managed to make it fresh. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. And so I think it depends on what kind of movie. But if you compare that to The Shining, which is much more cerebral, you can't. It's like apples and oranges. On one particular night, maybe The Shining is the best horror movie. You know, if you're in that mood and you really get sucked into it. Also, Dead Alive or Brain Dead, whichever way you want to call it. That's one of my favorite movies.
Peter Jackson?
The Peter Jackson,
I
Dead
think
Alive.
it's his third movie.
I think it's just
Cool.
Comment below.
Yeah, comment below. Let us know.
Pretty sure it's the third.
And where can we find you guys? Thank you,
You guys, if you agree with anything we're saying, go to our YouTube page, Box Lightner Brothers. You gotta check out our short films. He stars in one that is very popular right now.
It's fantastic.
He's fantastic in it.
What the fuck was that?
There's
Recommend
another
it.
guy
It's
in one of
fantastic.
them that's disgusting. You should watch it.
He's pretty good too. He's won a couple awards, which I don't fully understand.
I
Best
get
Actor awards that I didn't get.
That's right, you did. Tell us, brag.
Yes, that was New Orleans Horror Film
That was one of
Festival.
them.
Now, you cast that role was last minute. You cast yourself.
Yeah.
for that.
We
It's
held
a little
auditions,
insider. But
they
since it's
was-
from the both of your minds,
Yeah,
you
it
knew
was just,
exactly what you needed.
I wanted him from the beginning,
Yeah.
but like him and our
Everyone
producer
else.
and our DP and our craft service lady,
They were all
like,
against me.
I don't think it's a good idea. And I was like, no, I really think you can do it. I mean, we kind of wrote it, you know, so he
Right.
kind of knows the character better than anybody. And at the end of the day, we came close with one guy who was absolutely fantastic, but he had a wounded leg, and we needed the
needed
roles
him
that
to be
calls for
fast.
physicality. So at the end of the day, I got to win because I was like, he's got a bad leg. He's got a bad leg. And everyone was like, he does have a bad leg.
Yeah.
And so Lee was cat.
Everyone agreed. His leg was bad. I'm not going to
was
say
right.
you were right,
was.
but it worked out in my favor.
If you guys want to check out these guys and their work, check out the link to their YouTube channel at the end of this video and down below. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for having us.
And maybe we'll see you very soon in another episode during Boxtober. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle, your bro in the know with the fro, and I'll see you later.
Thanks for watching. The Box Lightner Brothers will be here all month. Remember to like, share, subscribe to this channel, and turn on those notifications for some more BOXTOBER.
You won't let us leave.
He won't. And spoiler alert, I will be wearing the same shirt in the next episode.
They're actually chained to the floor right
It
now.
hurts.
Leave.
They're not going anywhere.
It's Aristotle's game now.
It's Boxtober.
2, 1. You monkhead!